Most criminals try to escape prison, but this inmate got kicked out of 120 prisons because no one could contain him. Charles Bronson is one of Britain's most violent and notorious inmates. Born in Bedfordshire, England, Bronson started with petty crimes at just 13 years old. It started with petty theft, but quickly turned more serious and violent as he got older. He also loved to fight. An example of this is when he attacked his manager while working at a grocery store. To no surprise, he was fired the same day. In 1974, he was convicted of armed robbery at just 22 years old and sentenced to 7 years in prison. But this was just the start of what would be a life behind bars for Bronson. He quickly gained a reputation for being an unpredictable, violent inmate. He was transferred from prison to psychiatric hospital, back to prison, again and again. From attacking inmates and guards to breaking out of his cell and rioting on prison rooftops, Bronson had his sentence extended until 1987, when he was finally released. Given that he loved to fight and had a temper and a record, he decided to try his hand at bare-knuckle boxing. Get it? Although he was quite good, Bronson went back to his criminal ways, ending up in prison again for armed robbery just a year later. At one prison, he punched an inmate, a guard, and then threw water on the warden, landing him in solitary. Then he moved to another prison in 1989, where he made a makeshift spear with a broom and a broken bottle and ran around his cell naked. So you can see why he was sent to psychiatric hospitals. In another instance, he punched 2 guards and then took the deputy governor hostage. And over the years, these attacks and holding people against their will became more frequent. He got out again in '92, and after a few months, he was found guilty of intent to rob, as well as possession of a shotgun, and was sentenced to 8 years. He's been locked up ever since. In 2014, he infamously greased himself up with butter and ran around naked after his least favorite soccer team won a championship game. When the guards tried to apprehend him, he fought back, calling it the rumble of his life. To no surprise, he lost and broke some ribs during the scuffle. While in prison, Bronson has held nearly a dozen people hostage, including inmates and visitors. This led to him receiving a life sentence. Now, although he's technically never killed anyone, his violent outbursts and attempts at murder make him a risk to the public. Be sure to check out our full-length video on the deadliest inmates, and you can clearly see why